Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ IAS English. In our today's video, we'll try to understand what is this SARTHAK-PDS scheme of Government of India. And the reason why we are covering this scheme is because 2 days back, the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, which is chaired by the Prime Minister of India, they've approved the SARTHAK Public Distribution System, SARTHAK-PDS scheme. And this scheme will go on for a period of 5 years and the government has allotted a budget of more than 25,000 crore. Now the intention of this scheme is to improve the food security. How will it improve the food security? It will use advanced technologies to ensure transparency, security and sustainability in the entire PDS value chain. So this is what the scheme is trying to do. Now to understand the scheme in detail, we'll try to first figure out what is this PDS or public distribution scheme of the government. Then we'll try to understand what are the problems the implementation of this scheme is facing. And then we'll try to understand how this SARTHAK-PDS is going to rectify, is going to improve on the issues that the government is facing on this scheme by introducing the use of technology here. Okay, so this is the actual workflow that we are going to follow in our today's video, and the notes which I will be using in our today's session, you can also download them by going to a Telegram channel called as ATS Live. And while you're at it, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel also. Okay, so let us first try to understand what is this public distribution system or PDS. Now the PDS, public distribution system, is India's food security mechanism which provides subsidized food grain to eligible households through fair price shops. Now this scheme is implemented by the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution of the Government of India. Now this scheme in a way operationalizes the National Food Security Act which was passed in the year 2013. The intention of the government to pass this NFSA was to provide right-based access of food grains to vulnerable sections of the Indian society at a much affordable cost. So let us try to understand what is this National Food Security Act, what kind of promises it guarantees to the beneficiaries and who are the beneficiaries under the scheme. So in this way, the National Food Security Act NFSA 2013, it ensures equitable distribution of food grain to the vulnerable population. Who are the vulnerable population? Up to 75% of the rural population and up to 50% of the urban population, and they receive subsidized food grains under the scheme. Now based on 2011 census, more than 81 crore people are the beneficiaries under the scheme. Now, this act ensures that these people are provided adequate and nutritious food so they can continue to live their life with much needed dignity and they are in good health so that they don't die due to lack of food. So this is what this scheme actually wants to do. Now, who all are the beneficiaries under the scheme? Let us try to understand this. The beneficiaries under the scheme can be divided into two categories. First, the most vulnerable, the poorest of the poor, like the people who are sanitation workers, manual scavengers, tribal population, landless laborers, those kind of people. So these are called as Antyodaya Ann Yojana households, I households. Now these people, they are entitled to get 35 kilograms of food grains per household every single month under the NFSA, and these are poorest of the poor. Now the people who are categorized as priority households, these are the poor people, people who are below the poverty line but not the poorest of the poor. So these people are identified by the state governments or the union territory administrations, and these people are entitled to get 5 kilograms of food grains per person per month. So there is a difference in how much these people are entitled to get, how much food grains they are entitled to get, depending upon whether they are poorest of the poor or the priority households. Now what the government has done in recent years through Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, in order to reduce financial burden on these people, now earlier these people were required to pay central issue price for their food allowances. So they were required to pay 3 rupees per kilogram for rice, they were required to pay 2 rupees per kilogram for wheat and 1 rupees per kilogram for coarse grains. But after 2023, when government implemented Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, even this central issue price are not required to pay by the beneficiaries of NFSA, and they are entitled to get free food grains under NFSA. And this scheme is going to continue 5 years from 31st of January 20 24. Okay, so this is what this scheme promises, and invariably for the past few years this scheme offers food grain free of cost to all the eligible beneficiaries. Now let us try to understand what are the implementation framework of this scheme. This scheme is implemented by both central government and state governments, but both of them have division of the work. For central government, they are mainly through Food Corporation of India, FCI. They are responsible for procurement of food grains, their storage, their transportation and bulk allocation to the state and union territory administration. And here comes in the responsibility of state governments. State governments are responsible for operational activities of this scheme, like identification of beneficiaries, issuance of ration cards, distribution of food grains within the state, and most importantly monitoring the fair prices shops. And in past few years we have seen many state governments and union territory administrations, they are offering some other requirements like consumption items through PDS outlets, like they distribute pulses, edible oils, iodized salt, or even spices. So these are over and above what the center gives them, and these have been given by the respective state governments and union territory administrations, right? So this is how the scheme is operationalized by the coordination of both state as well as central governments. Okay, now let us try to understand what are the major issues that the public distribution system actually faces. The first major issue is the leakage and diversion. Now, many cases when people go and want 5 kilograms of their food grains, the fair price shops sell them 4 kilograms of food grain. They say that from the top the less amount of grains are coming, and that is why we are able to give you only less. But in actual terms, that 1 kilogram of rice which you are not getting, which is your entitlement, is actually diverted in the black market. And this shows the scale of leakages and diversion this scheme is facing. This might happen because there are some ghost beneficiaries who are actually not entitled, but they are receiving the subsidized food grain, or there might be presence of duplicate ration cards where people by duplicate ration cards are getting more than what they are actually entitled. And the result of this is 28% of the grains are supplied to those people who are not the intended beneficiaries of this scheme. The second problem is of exclusion error. Exclusion error means people who should have gotten the scheme, but they are excluded from the benefits of the scheme. These are genuine poor households who are often denied their benefits because of their documentation issues. For example, their fingerprints won't work, their ration cards might have got damaged, and as a result 90 million eligible people, 9 crore people, you can understand the scale of it, they have remained excluded from their legal entitlement. So this is happening why? Because of documentation issues, because of leakages and diversion. Similarly, the infrastructure of the PDS, that is fair price shops, storage, transportation network, are not adequate. These are adequate in primarily urban areas, but when it comes to secluded areas, when it comes to rural areas like in Jharkhand, Odisha, etc., there are no adequate infrastructure. For example, in remote and hilly areas, there are inadequate storage which leads to food grains going bad. Similarly, there are transport inefficiencies, and as a result, due to transport inefficiencies, the timely and consistent distribution of food grains do not happen, and this invariably damages or negates the right that you are entitled to. Similarly, the kind of food grains that are available in terms of quality, they might not be adequate because of the same transportation distribution problems or the lack of adequate storages. And as a result, these are the kind of challenges that the beneficiaries of PDS are facing. So to rectify this challenge, the government has introduced the SARTHAK-PDS scheme. So what is SARTHAK-PDS scheme? Let us now understand this. Now the SARTHAK-PDS is basically an abbreviation for Scheme for Assistance in Ration Transport and Handling with Automation in the Public Distribution System. So what this scheme wants to do? It wants to integrate financial assistance provided to the states for food grain transportation, and in addition to that, make this scheme technology driven so that the reforms are done so more efficient transportation as well as storage is undertaken under the scheme. Now what the scheme basically does, it combines or merges two existing schemes of the government. First is assistance to state agencies for intra-state movement of the food grains, and to provide FPS dealer margins. Similarly, there is the smart PDS scheme for modernizing and reforming the scheme through technology integration in the PDS system. So these two schemes are combined with Sarthak, and the intention of this scheme is to streamline the distribution of rations across the state and improve service delivery by adding the dimensions of technology. So how is technology helping in efficient distribution of food grains? How is technology improving the service delivery? Let us now understand this, and this brings me to the key features of the Sarthak-PDS scheme. First feature of the Sarthak-PDS scheme, that it introduces a artificial intelligence based monitoring system. Here AI will help in real-time monitoring, it will help in predictive analysis, it will help in fraud detection, and it will also help in beneficiary grievance redressal. To make you understand with the simple example, let me take the help of Amazon. Whenever you log into Amazon and you search for some goods, these are listed there, and it also says how much time will it take for it to be delivered to your doorstep. How is Amazon ensuring all of this happens? Because they have a predictive system. The predictive AI system that Amazon uses, first of all, it estimates the emergence of demand of a particular good from a particular geography. Based on this demand, Amazon will ensure that its nearby warehouses are stocked with those items, and as soon as you deliver them, you get tracking details, so you are able to ascertain how long it will take for it to be delivered and whether or not there is delay in it. So similar kind of a system is also now being implemented by the government. Now talking about how to reduce pilferages, how to reduce black marketing of the food stocks. Here government is introducing blockchain integration with PDS. So this first of all will ensure that each and every kilogram of food grain, whenever it leaves the warehouses of Food Corporation of India, these are tracked and these are mapped, and who gets that particular allocation of the food grain will be mapped by the government. So this will reduce the chances of food grain diversion or tampering with your supplies, and it will also help the government in tracking the supply chain, ensuring that the supply remains tamper proof, and it improves accountability. What if a particular kilogram of food grain goes missing? So the people who are responsible for handling and transportation will be accountable to the higher authorities. So this is the second benefit. The third feature of the scheme is that it ensures that a state command and control centers are established. These are dedicated command centers which will be established for monitoring the PDS operations at the state level. So here these centers will be supervising the food grain transport. It will also map the FPS's operation and will ensure that beneficiary complaints, if and when they are made, they are rectified and addressed at the earliest possible time. Similarly, it also creates a unified PDS database. You must have understood that in recent years government has introduced one nation one ration card scheme, and this invariably is addressed to migrant population. What if one person of a household moves to another locality? So they will be entitled to their share of food grains from a new location, whereas the family of that particular person who is living in the native villages will similarly be entitled to their share of food grains from the village's PDS shop, right? So this is how this problem has been created. Now, to address that problem, the government has introduced a unified PDS database. This is a centralized digital database which will first of all help in beneficiary verification, and it will remove duplicate records. What if a person located in another location is withdrawing the entire entitlement, and in that case the family will not be able to get it? So this basically rectifies that problem. It will help in better coordination between states. What if you need to supply surplus food grain from state 1 to state 2? That will also be ensured. It will authenticate whether 1 or 2% is living away from the family, and it will also help in portability of food grains, which was the original intention of One Nation, One Ration Card initiative. Similarly, it also ensures real-time tracking of food grains. So with introduction of end-to-end digital tracking systems, movement of food grains across various states and between the states from one fair price shops to another will be tracked by the government, and this is expected to reduce delay and even prevent the leakages. And the focus of this entire effort is to improve the last mile delivery of food grains, which basically even the e-commerce websites like Amazon and Flipkart are able to do. So they are ensuring timely ration delivery, faster food grain transportation, and reducing the disruptions that might emerge in the supply chain. So this scheme benefits the government, it improves the allocation, it reduces the cost of transportation by optimizing the way. For beneficiaries like you and I, if we go to fair price shop, will be the government is ensuring that we are able to get our entire entitlements. No entitlement which is meant for the poor people are being pilfered away to the black market. So this is what the government is ensuring through this SARTHAK-PDS scheme. I hope I've made everything clear. Now, before we move on and cover a UPSC related question, there is an important announcement. The topic that we dealt with is an important part of society and social justice, where we ensure how food security mechanism actually works. This is just a part of it. Now, to understand each and every important topic for UPSC just in a similar way and even in much more detailed manner, you can take admissions in Smart Model Resolution courses. In this foundation courses, which we provide structured classes, mentorship, assessment, revision, and test. All of these are available in multiple language. If you are from Northeast India, eastern part of the country, South India, or if you want to take admissions to the courses which provide 100% English classes and notes, take admissions in the morning English batches. To take admissions here, just go to our website, and before making the payment, if you apply this code ATS Live, you're going to get maximum discounts, right? Now, the admissions to these batches are closing on 31st of May. So please remember that. Now, this is the question that can appear in UPSC with reference to SARTHAK-PDS scheme. Which one of the following statement are the most likely consequence of the implementation? So just read this question. Do let me know the correct answer of this question in the comment section. The ones who get it right would get a thumbs up from me. And to download the notes, you can go to this particular Telegram channel. The Telegram channel name is called as ATS Live. So this is all from my side for today. Please have a very good day, and we'll see each other again tomorrow.